Just gonna double check audio before we get going here. All right, then, everybody, welcome to the Season 10 finale here in BRL around Abu Dhabi. Here we got a full grid to cap off the whole season here, and we're going to have all British drivers fighting for, well, victory, and a select few fighting for the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. McLaren, for the updates here, McLaren is, if I'm correct, 25 points ahead. Yes, McLaren 201 points up in the standings. We've got Mercedes next on 176 after their maximum points haul last time round. Red Bull are on 173, Alpine on 165, and Aston Martin on 184. All of a hypothetical chance to win here, but I believe the battle here will be between McLaren, Mercedes, and Red Bull. Even if it's a set amount of points behind, just one bad race can really affect the championship, as we saw last time round. And one good race for a team is going to be just as effective as well. Once again, Mercedes jumping 3 places last time in Qatar. So we do know there is going to be some very big chances for some points here. And speaking of points, only 1 point separates Chug the Awesome out in front. P1 at the moment on 148 points and Blackburn behind on 147. And with an outside chance, R. Henson in the Aston Martin on 131. He will need to outscore Chug and Blackbone by, if my maths is correct, 18 points here, because it cannot tie on points. He will have to win, or on terms of at least 1 point or more. But yeah, Chug the Awesome Blackbone separated by 1 point by the end of this season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it at the moment. We've also got quite a few new faces here. Rashik Meals is one of the first people here. Rashik, I'm probably going to call him that. But yeah, I think that's mainly the new person here. But we'll start. Do we start a lap with Baz? Yeah, let's start a lap with Baz. So this is the first to cross the line. So let's see now. Into turn 1, should be around 4th gear. Baz does that perfectly. Nicely on throttle well there. We now are flat out for the rest of sector 1 here. Left and right again. Make sure don't hit the person coming out of the pits there. There's the Williams almost collided with the Haas there. Into now turn 4. We see a few very good overtaking opportunities here. Probably most famous on being back in 2021 on that final lap. But anyway, now down here in the DRS straight, very long straight here, and it continues again, but just after this heavy braking zone into chicane, where I think we're going to see quite a few switchbacks here going wide while racing on people here. It's going to be very nice. Oh, but Baz gets quite crossed up there and does decide actually, never mind, I will back out of that lap. Who will be the next person to come across then? Definitely not Hazard there. Looks like that is a Mercedes, or no, Kick Sauber, sorry. So we're going to try and find them somewhere. Yeah, here we go, Pablos. So we'll keep following on with the rest of the lap like nothing ever happened. Using some of this battery here down the DRS straight here. And we'll wait and see what happens out into this very long left-hander. Very good upgrade, actually, from the previous layout that we had here back in 2020. It's a lovely, sweeping set of corners now, especially through the final sector. They open them up quite a bit, but it's just as easy to get your lap invalidated now. You can go a little bit wide, just like Pablos has done there. There we go. That is a sign of an invalidation there. And Pablos will not finish his lap. Hazard is on that lap. Who is going to complete lap next? Doggo God looks like he's on the lap, and he's going to complete first. And then my Baz decides to continue. So he does actually set the first lap time, but it's not a very representative one. As Doggo God is going to come around the final corner. 23.7 for him. Oh no, 23.7 for Rashik Meal, sorry. As Doggo set his time basically at the same time then. Ginger Rage behind 1 second back. Oh, and that's Doggo God. Spun around turn 1. He's probably trying to start another lap there. Get himself in the flow of it, but he has ruined that so far. We'll go on board with Henson, obviously one of the championship rivals to the other top 2, Chubby Awesome and Blackbone, as Jeremy Satter makes it a V-Car 1-2. Can Henson split it? Yes, he can. Into P2 now, getting the early laps done. Kadon here invalidates, but his time of 45.7. Okay, that is not competitive at all. Kodoido across the line, also looks like he invalidated there. Yes, he did. So he can also take a little bit chill for now. Only 6 lap times on the board. A few people probably trying to come around and set the final laps. Exotic Swords, I think, is one of the people who are going to come and set it first. So let's wait and see now. Overtake across the final corner. That's a bit brave. Yeah, a little bit of a wobble there on exit. Goes P3 in the Kick Sauber. Who else is next? Baz Brains here. Let's see him Chuck Dawson, never mind, I just missed him. 22-7, he's on pole currently. So that's going to be very nice for him if he can keep that going. Gives him an extra point buffer with Blackburn in the Drivers' Championship. But anyway, let's just see now. Bad Sprains come across the line here. What will he do? P6 on the worn tyres and likely with much less CRS. Oh god, sorry. Much less CRS on that lap as well. Has, I think, is also backed out of his lap and he's going to go again. Yep, there you go. Looks like I was coming into the pits, someone there. There's a Aston crossing the line, I believe. I don't know if that's our Henson. No. Ginger Age, yeah. He's starting his lap as well. Hassel across the line. Nothing there. God did not improve either. It's very hard to try and see who's on the lap at the moment. Kadon looks like he's on the lap. There might be a V-carb ahead who's also on one. I think that's for Chic Meals, I'm assuming. We'll wait and see. But no, I think he's going to the pits. Either way, I'm not sure who it was. They're both of the V-carbs in the pits now. Kadon then across the line. He goes P6. Mercedes there also across the line now. Jolly Viper, where does he go? Decent uptime here, actually. Getting close to Ginger Age. Jolly Viper now in P9. Another Ferrari coming across the line at the back there. Corridor. I missed him, I think. Yeah, he's just warming up for another lap, actually. Never mind. It's been quite hard to actually try and find people out on track at the moment. Rio Harris starting his lap. We know he's quick from last time out when I believe he took pole position, or definitely passed his lap. 1-2. Anyway, let's keep trying to find people on laps here. Maybe coming on the final corner. It's trying to go everywhere here. McLaren, nope, they're on an out lap. Baz Brains was on the valid lap there. Alpine, I think that is. Hazard, here we go. He's on a lap, I believe. Yeah, he's still going. I'm not sure if he's going to come to the pits, though, because that fuel icon is going about. Let's see. No, he's going to try and finish the lap. Let's see where Hazard goes. A little bit tentative around the final corner. He is going to go to P8 behind Baz Brains. And that is Ginger Age into the pits there. Another Haas coming around. Not Baz. It's CSR Wolf. No, he is finished his lap technically. He is done. Who is next around the final corner? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Everyone's going a bit too quick here. Anyway, Furneck there is on a lap, but this is actually one we're going to have to watch now. Blackbone. Not seen him yet, and it's 10 minutes now left in the session. We're almost halfway through qualifying already, but Blackburn now is going down this back straight. Let's see if there's any purples here. Getting set by the McLaren driver. There is not. So Blackburn at the moment currently down on what is Chuck the Awesome's time. I think there was also someone else popping up a time there. I think that was Kodoy into P6, I believe. There should still be a few drivers crossing. I think there's a Williams now that's going to cross the line. Yeah, Rio Harris up there, right up there, in fact, into P2. A kicks out cross the line, Pablos, I believe. Yes, up into P8. Mercedes ahead. Looks like he's going slowly to prep his one lap. Looking nice to Blackburn, though, round the final sector. Let's see what his time is. 23.1. He goes third fastest. But really, it's sort of crucially at the moment. Chug the Awesome still on pole, obviously. But you know, behind him is Rio Harris. I mean, it's a nice buffer for him to have at the moment. Rashid Mills, I think, is a side lap as well. Yes, he has. And we're going to look now to Hazard. No, who? Never mind. Is going to come into the pits. Who else are we going to be looking at here? Let's look. Jeremy Sapp on an out lap. We've got Furnick here. I think he was on a lap when the last one saw him. Very understeery there, though, through the last few corners of the track. Let's see, though, as he comes round the final corner here. Make sure not to validate on the exit. Turns on the battery early. And the time is ahead of Dog of God. So Dog of God will have to respond to that if he wants to go a little bit further up the field. Wisburn, though. This is another person we haven't seen yet do his laps. But we're going to watch it now in the Mercedes car here. 52.7, purple second sector. Looking nice from so far here as he rounds this really long left here. And it's just, well, hopefully flowing sector 3. If he gets it right, then it's really nice. And it will add so much lap time to you. A little bit wide the apex there. Should tighten up his line a little bit here. Make sure not to get too much corrections. It looks like he's done it quite nicely. But that's quite wide. Definitely wait a little bit to put on the throttle. But it's looking quite nice for the end of the lap here. Should be a good time on the board for Wisburn. Across the line he goes. Ahead of Blackburn now. Blackburn down to P4. So he's got to definitely improve on something. Jeremy Sapp here as well. Up on his time, but only marginally. So we're going to watch him as his teammate now comes down the final corner. Where does he go? He might just start a lap. Oh, he improved, but not much. Don't think anyone else is going to improve here at the moment. I think CJ Drama on an out lap or Chunky Austin, one or two. But that is not going to be an improvement from them. It will just be them starting a lap. Jeremy Sapp, though, cutting it fine there with track limits. May have almost been off it then. But he is still going here round the final few corners. May have pushed limits too much, but has it made him improve his time? Across the line he goes. Lovely final sector there for Jeremy Sapp. up onto the second row into P3, who, oh, sorry, my throat is not really feeling very perfect for some reason. But anyway, yeah, she's now CJ Drama, no, C7, sorry. Yeah, no, we'll go CJ Drama actually, because apparently he's pole first sector, although that's probably ruined any chance of going quickest there into that next turn. Now it's clouting the curve and a half. We'll try and see if I can keep an eye on anyone else crossing the line at the moment. Some people starting their laps, but oh, there's a bit of a, yeah, a little bit of a slowdown there. Big Doggo God and, who is that? Doggo God with Sheep Meals? No, Doggo God and Jeremy sat there for a sort of altercation, I guess. I don't know what happened, but they're all going for it. Oh, Rio Harris! Oh, I just got that one in time. Done a bit of a Latifi there. Hit the wall, and he has now got no front wing, pretty much. Let's see, was he on a lap as well, and I didn't see it? Yes, he was. 17.4, 35.6. I think he had a bit of a bad middle sector there, but still on the lap nonetheless. I didn't recognise that. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, though, Wisburn looks like it's start a lap as well. Who else we got? I think that's CJ Drama that's come across the line. Chuggers, well, never mind. CJ Drama's a bad day. His lap time will come across the line anyway. 25.2. That will not really put him very high up the field. Anyway, though, someone who is very high up the field is his teammate Chuggy Awesome, currently on a lap and looked like it was purple first sector. Definitely up on his time, so he is going quickly here. Let's wait and see what he does, because all the track's starting to rubber in now, and all the laps should start getting quicker. Everyone's pushing limits a little bit more as their bag collapse are now on the board. CSL Wolf goes up to 13th there. Kadon goes up to 10th. Who else will be crossing the line then? I think there's a Ferrari that's crossed the line. Might be Kadon. Kodoi, sorry, to come across the line. Is that? Yes, it is. Mercedes crossed the line as well. Is that Wisburn? No, it is not. We'll wait for the other Mercedes to come across the line. Johnny Viper. I don't think he improved. And if he did, I don't think it would have gained him a place there. Anyway, Chudley Awesome, though. Looking like a decent pass so far. Cutting the curbs pretty nicely. A little bit of a clout on the final corner there. But a look at that. 3.5 temp improvement there. Up into P1, obviously. And further up on his time. Let's see if Wisburn's got anything else to say about it. 100th down in the middle sector. I'm not too sure if this is 2 consecutive laps from the Mercedes driver, but let's just wait and see what he has going for him. Blackman's ahead of him, trying to start a lap there, and he will get that done as well. Wisburn across the line, does improve by a 10th, but goes ahead of Jeremy Saff for that. But Wisburn there, now into third. Blackburn here, we'll also watch him, as I think no one else will go incredibly hard the field. If they do now, then that is just my mistake, everybody. CJ John, I think, is going to come across the line. Nothing for him. Anyway, though, Blackbone, 700s up on his time. That alone should probably put him in the ballpark for P3, which I think he will take. Let's see anyone else cross the line. I think there's an Alpine now. No, it is, well, it might have been, but I've not seen improvement. 2 Ferraris, I think, come across the line. CSL will decide to retire from the session. 5 minutes left. He is going to be at best P14. Ferrari crossing the line. Kodoi goes up to 6th there from P10. So he is going to improve on his time. Blackbone is also going to come to the second sector's end now. Look at that gain there. 3.5 tenths up. It will not challenge for pole just yet. But a purple middle sector is what he needs. Let's see if Blackbone can nail this final sector. I think 2 Albins will come across the line in a minute. I don't think either of them are on laps. Jimmy Jags might be. No, he goes to the pits. Hazard on an out lap. Anyway, though, Blackburn makes sure to push track limits too hard here. I think he does want this lap, as if he doesn't, there's only one chance left for him to do it. Blackburn, though, across the final corner. A little bit of a wobble there on the final corner, but that's enough for the front row. So our 2 championship rivals at the moment on the front row. Our Henson is down in 7th, but we do know he only had an outside chance to begin with, so if he does manage to pull off something crazy, then, well, we just got to put our hats off to him. Doggo God 2 seconds down, CJ Drama decides to go into the pit, so he'll be only on 1 lap as well. Doggo God looks like he's just going for a warm-up there. So what Hazard has said, only car I believe who is out there and improving at the moment. Hazard, yeah, about 800s up, I think that was in the first sector. So let's see what he does now. Nice exit out of the chicane there, and we're going to go now to the end of sector 2 before the sweeping left-hander, taking you out 5th gear as well. So let's see now, Hazard a few hundreds down this time. Looks like he took that quite aggressively, but definitely a stab on the pole there. So I don't think he's used all the time that he can out of that Alpine car. Let's see, they're breaking into here. A little bit tentative, but very nicely hitting the apex. On the throttle, make sure not to hit any of the bumps in the road. Looking very nice. and looking even nicer there, making sure he's well clear of the track limits. He's going to come around the final corner now, shifting, well, keeping himself in the fourth, sorry. Anyway, he goes across the line, 7/10 of an improvement, but only takes him up 2 positions there, up to P13. So you can tell the midfield here is quite stacked, and actually, yeah, bomb close to expect. You really look at it, 23-4, 23-4, 23-5, 23-6. We've got a few 24-0s, 23-8s as well. It's very close out there. I don't think many people are really realising that. Fernek here also trying to improve on his time. Oh god, I think he's also going for a lap here. We'll watch him, he's 2/10 down, but I think he did have a very shaky final sector, so let's wait and see. Nicely hitting the apex there. Maybe using a bit too much on the outside there. I don't think he's going to be able to use all the time that he has in his pocket, but let's wait and see now. He's going to come across the final 2 corners, very close to the validation there. Very wide across the apex as well, but we'll wait and see him come across the line. 5/10 down, no improvement for him. I think that was the Williams signing his lap. Yeah, Rio Harris. So that's a very early last lap actually. We're going to go on board with Rio Harris here, because he is someone who's very quick here, and we're going to need to see if he has got a chance for pole position. I don't want to miss these sort of laps here, so let's watch it. Rio Harris in the Williams. Will he have a chance of improving right now? We do not know. 900th up at the moment, so he's currently on pace to beat Blackbone's time. Let's wait and see now. Look at this toe that could possibly be given now by his Williams teammate, Doggone. Look at this lovely bit of teamwork here from Williams. If it was intentional or not, we do not know, but he's got to get out of the way. Doggone, I believe, or who is... No, Doggone's not going to get out of the way! So his teamwork was nice there, but Rio Harris, yeah, cutting across there, like, what are you doing? So Rio Harris got to quickly go and recharge his battery now. That was awful from Doggone. Definitely self-imploded for the Williams team. Look, he still tries giving him a tow regardless, but yeah, definitely would not be happy with that one. Anyway, who else is across next? Kadom here now. Let's go and wait and see him now, because he is on his last lap. Let's see him really attacking the final corner. He turned in very early for that. That might have lost a bit of time though, and it did. He is not improving on his time. Load of people queuing up in that final sector as well, so we've got to wait and try and see who is who. Yeah, Rio Harris well out of the way now, trying to get our last bit of battery. Look at this. Everyone's trying to fight track position as well. There's Jeremy Sapp trying to hang on the back of the Ferrari there. Whoa, that's very close as well. Exotic and the McLaren. So I think everyone's just trying to find a piece of track to go on here. Johnny Viper on a lap, I believe, as well. So look, everyone just trying to find something to come off of. Oh, whoa, Exotic there with the McLaren, having to make sure it doesn't go and hit him. Oh, that's very close. But they do have to go and try and find the time to get back out there, do that lap, so especially Wisburn at the moment. Wisburn's got to hurry up for the final sector. Everyone should have made it to the line, other than Wisburn currently. He needs to go and find this, and I believe he's going to, just to make sure not to find any traffic around the final corners. Anyway, let's go and watch mainly these 2 people. Rio Harris did have a little bit of a snap there. I think someone did actually go and improve. Yeah, Rashid Meals up to P2. I did not think he was going to make that much of a jump, but fair play to the RB driver. He's going to stay currently on the front row. Lovely job from him. Jeremy Sapp here on the back of Kodoy, but both of them are doing laps at the moment. Neither obliged to go and move out the way of the other person. Let's watch actually Jeremy Sapp as he goes round here. Kadon, I think, is also on a lap. Yeah, he is, but he's not going to improve. Jeremy Sapp, look at that, 3/10 up. He is doing a mighty middle sector here, but he's going to get a bit of dirty air and some distraction from the Ferrari in front. He got the tow benefit, but this is now what he's got to live with. Because I think our Henson also actually be one of the first people to cross the line. No, it's not. It'll be Ginger Rage. Let's quickly watch him. Is he up? He's half a second up, so let's go and watch him. He might be able to be on track for P16 currently. We'll be able to have time to swap back to Kodoy and Jeremy Sapp. Yellow flag 6-3 though. That, I don't know who that is, but that is going to be all very close there between them both. Anyway, Kodoy across the line, goes to 8th. Jeremy Sapp into 3rd. Rio Harris has stopped on the track. He's not going to improve. Our Henson goes to 7th. McLaren across the line. Is that Blackburn? It is Blackburn. He only goes 3rd. Who's going to be coming across next? Chunky also invalidates his lap. Rio Harris obviously is not going to improve. We saw him stopped. Hazard there also trying to improve, but Fernek I think is also on a lap here. Let's have a look. Yeah, Fernek also on a lap trying to improve. Hazard actually didn't even get to the line, I think. But yeah, no, he is not going to improve. Is that everybody down? No, it's not. Wisburn. And he only goes 5th, sorry. So Wisburn, after his qualifying form, has only found P5 at the end of it. That was a very hectic end to the qualifying session. But look at this. From RB, suddenly turning up in the final race of the season. Rashid Mills, oh so close to pole. But Chug the Awesome gets probably a very valuable point in the championship standings. And Blackburn is going to line up 3rd for this championship finale. and it's looking like at the moment, Red Bull, they may have the upper hand in terms of position, but McLaren definitely have the upper hand in terms of positions in the championship. They look like they're probably going to take the constructors' standings here, unless CJ Drama manages to pull off, well, what is only described as a miracle drive, really. And Blackburn will need to finish ahead of Chug. And I think other people are just, yeah, some people are a bit, it's very confused on the Williams drivers there. And to be honest, I am as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. You was getting a slip streak completely blocked up. Yeah, we definitely saw that one. Anyway, we'll just have to wait for the results to show up on screen. Hopefully they actually do here. This is a bit worrying. It's taking a bit of time to load these, so hopefully this is not a lobby bug. If it is, then we might have a few problems here. Well, I don't think it's a lobby bug, but we're not going to be able to run down the grid order. So, is this just straight into the race? I do not know. Just want to make sure we're ready here. It still says ready at the top, but assume we're not going to get a grid rundown. Anyway, then, yeah, no grid rundown. Let's quickly do it here while we wait for the 5 lights to go out. Anyway, Chug the Awesome on pole, and technically a Red Bull 1-2. Oh no, Wisburn. Oh. What is going on here? Okay, Wisburn's now suddenly P1. We'll ignore that anyway. Tommy Awesome should be on pole. Rashid Mills lines up alongside him on the front row. Blackburn P3, Jeremy Sapp P4, Wisburn is P5, Rui Harris P6, Henson P7, Pablos P8, Kodo P9, Jimmy Jags rounding out top 10. Actually a bit of an underrated qualifying. Did not see that from Jimmy. Exotic Swords P11, Ginger H P12, Kadon P13, Hazard 14th, Senior John 15th, Bazrain 16th, CSR Wall 17th, Jolly Viper 18th, Fernek 19th, and Dogger God rounds out our full grid and final spot on the grid for this Abu Dhabi race. Really not sure what's going on with, really not sure what's going on there, but I think everything's okay. We're just going to wish good luck to everybody. Anyway then, here is now the final race of the season. 5 lights are on for all the drivers. And we're on the way. Wisburn apparently has already set the fastest lap. What is going on here with Wisburn? I don't know if there's going to be any issues here. Have I disconnected? Sorry, I don't know if I've disconnected here or everyone's just ghosted. Not too sure. Anyway, we're all racing. Oh god. Okay, right. Okay, a lot of people are having problems here. I'm sorry, this is not very interesting at the moment. This looks very buggy. I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. It might be me having a few issues. Anyway, Rashid Mills down the inside. That looks legitimate. And I think it is legitimate. Yeah, I think people are racing here. Rashid Mills might have just taken the lead, and I don't even realise. Hazard's got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. I don't know what's going on. Chaos at the back here. But I might just have to... I don't know what's happening here. At the moment, I think my game has just had an issue on the final race of the season, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, looks like Rashid Mills going quite wide there. Chug the Awesome's got ahead into the lead. This is very hard to commentate because I don't know who's where. Everything's just gone and messed up on me. Anyway, Rashid Mills trying to go for a move on Chug the Awesome again. Looks like it's not going to happen. Wisburn's ghosting through. I don't know if Wisburn's just had an issue here and everything's just going wrong. No idea. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Blackburn on the inside of Rio Harris, I believe. Almost contact there between them both. But I think Blackburn's going to head just. But, yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on here. I might quit out. If anyone can hear me, quickly invite me back to this lobby. Because I think I'm just going to quit out. Make sure it's not just my game. So, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Just want to make sure that everything is running okay. I don't think my racing tool is going to really like that one, but I want to make 100% sure that everything is quality and working. Don't believe it's going to be on there. Let me just double check this. Give me a few minutes, guys. Sorry. Yeah, really not sure what's happened there. Yeah. Okay, right. Anyway, we've got the issue now. Lobby has glitched. So, yeah, definitely going to need a restart there. It wasn't just my game. So, yeah, everyone is going to go back to the start of the grid. You won't be able to see my screen at the moment. Yeah, brilliant. So, everything should be fixed. Let's give us a... Well, we're getting there at some point. The connection is looking, well, awful at the moment, we'll put it that way. But everyone should start getting their invites back. Well, anyway, we've got to make sure that Chug's pole position point is actually registered on here. Let's see if it has. Yes, actually, qualifying has saved, so all good news there at the moment, at least. We have got the 1 extra point for Chug. We will reset racing tools while we're at it, though. But yeah, wow, good lord, my internet is looking kind of horrible here at the moment. I really don't know what's going on. Wow. We're just sorry, we're just trying to figure out racing tools here at the moment, guys. This could be a few seconds. Okay, we should be all good there. Jimmy's also not very happy with everybody trying to ask for invites. Yeah, just gotta be patient, guys. At the moment, we're just waiting for all the invites to come through on your end. Once we get the grid sorted, we should be then going. I'll also be tagging everybody, make sure them with the setups as well. Alright, then we should be very close to getting lobby redone and back up here. Let's see who we're just missing here. We should be just missing a Haas driver. I think it is Baz Brains, I believe. So we'll go and get him back up in a second. Let's see if he's online at the moment, if I can invite him. Don't believe he is at the moment, no. Alright, then looks like we are all going to be set and ready to go. We have lost Baz. Not too sure where he's gone, but he is not going to be here for our restart. Anyway, we still got 19 drivers. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a standby in time, so we'll just have to wait and see what this second restart offers. Let me just double check all the settings very quickly if I can. Sword wasn't actually really looking at this. Looks like everything's all okay though, from what I'm seeing there very quick. But let's wait for the race start. Alright then, the wait should be over now. We've got a second start now up and running. If the lobby breaks again, then who knows? We'll just make sure everybody is reminded of their setups. There we go. Just tagged everybody about their setups. Somebody's running up a bit too early, so let's go over to wait now for the countdown to tick down and then for the 5 lights to go out. And there we go. Look at it going quick there. 5 red lights. Red Bull on pole, V-Cup alongside, and we're on the way for the final race of the season. Let's see, is a different start of Rashik. I think he was on the hard tyres first off, but he's now on the mediums. Whisper looking like he's got a little bit of a better start there. He's now ahead. There's a bit of contact behind. Pablos is losing places as well in the Sauber. Looks very tight there between Whisper and Jerry Sapp, so he's got to be careful as well. Pablos said down to the rear end of the field, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Anyway, though, Rashik Mills keeps within the DRS range, or very close to Chug the Awesome at the moment. Jerry Saff also, I think, was right on the back of Rio Harris there in the Williams. Let's see now, Rashik in the slipstream with Chug here. He's going to go for a move down the inside. Will he make the move down the inside? He doesn't think it's a good idea. Blackburn knows, making a bit too much of a mess of it. And Blackburn now loses another place to Whisper. Will it be another place for Rio Harris here? Rio Harris stepping on the power, using the battery that he's got given to him, and he's not going to be able to pass him here this time round. But Blackburn there losing position at the start as Wisburn was braking a bit well, a bit earlier than him, obviously. Blackburn braking a bit later with Rashik Veals up in front, but he just couldn't really find a way to go there. And Blackburn now down to P4. Any issues down here at the back? Yes, there definitely is. Jolly Viper and Bablos having a go at it. There's contact there. Jolly Viper, I'm not sure what he's doing here at the moment. No, Jolly, no, God. Okay, Jolly Viper down to last. Thorogold also having a bit of a mess here. Not sure what's getting it. Whoa, my goodness me, that is incredibly laggy from the Williams end. Not sure what's happening there. Anyway, though, CA Drama off the track, so I don't believe this is going to be the Fairy Tale Red Bull Constructors win, but we're just going to wait and see at the moment, because at the moment, anyway, it's going good for one side of the Red Bull garage. Here we go. Look at this. Chuck the Awesome already pulling out half a second to Rashik Meals. But we know what's going to happen first. There's a bit of a lock up there from Chug too. Makes it go a little bit wide and not the best exit out of there. Well, to be fair, it's about equal with his time. But look at this now. The DRS in the rear wing there. Now open for Rashik Mills. Will he go for a move down the inside first off? No, he will not. He'll wait till the second straight to go and do that. See if he can then pull out a gap that way. But at the moment, casual off on 24 racing here at the moment. A massive DRS train beginning to form already. And we just have to wait and see if it goes any further than that. Rashik here on the back of Chug. Not really using any battery here at the moment. But yeah, look, Chug managing to stay ahead of the moment. Jolly Viper and Dog are going to fight each other. That's going to be a bit of chaos. So we'll just wait and see what they do. Anyway, though, Chug, Rashik, and Wisburn all sort of going line of cern here at the moment. Blackburn almost going to the back of Wisburn this time. Maybe allowing Rio Harris into the fray, but nothing yet. Exotic Sword's probably the one that is trying to hang on here, as with our Henson. Looking like I made a little bit of a mistake there into the final sector, or maybe just not getting the traction that he needed, as Kodoi definitely not getting the traction that he needed out of the final quarter. You saw him going and having a bit of a snap round there, but he's still within DRS range, as our Henson behind, so I wasn't saying he's struggling, but he's getting there sooner rather than later. There is some absolute wars going on in the back here, I'll put it that way. Not sure what's going on, but they're about 4.5 seconds behind now, surprisingly, so we just have to wait and see what's going to happen with them. Anyway, though, let's go and turn on the telemetry and lap data now. Let's get everything on and let's see what is happening. Pablos obviously having the worst start there, as he was dropping all the way down to last. Let's see, though, would it be a change of lead now? Rashik Mills goes to the inside. Let's see, is it going to stick now? Chug having to leave space. Be careful of the championship here. He knows that that's something he could lose. Blackburn now right at the back, deciding, here we go, here's the time to use all the battery in the world. Will Chug do the same? No, he will not. So he's now going to get caught by Wisburn here. Wisburn on the outside, getting blocked by Rashik. Rashik having now to defend Chug the Awesome. Chug manages to hold it. Rashik doesn't hold it, though. He's gone wide, and that's going to lose him 2 places now to Wisburn. Wisburn now on the back of Chug. He's trying to make it 3 wide there. Rashik getting a really nice launch. It is almost 3 wide there, as Wisburn now side by side with Chug. Make sure these two don't crash, because obviously that's part of their championship as well. Blackburn behind him on the inside of Rio Harris. Rio Harris getting a lovely move through there. Wisburn and Chug still side by side while I'm trying to look back here. Look at this racing. This is ridiculous. 2 by 2 through sector 3. This is crazy stuff. Ford leading the race, mind you, and Wisburn from P5 up to P1 already, and it's lap 4. It's a start of lap 4. And Blackburn now down 2 positions. Chug obviously losing position from turn 1. From lap 1, sorry. And P1 now is not his, but he's going to try and look to regain that back. I think he'll have a very sore throat by the end of this race. Anyway, yeah, Chuck the Awesome now on the back here, getting a nice bit of an exit, and he's turned the battery. Wisman trying to turn the battery as well, but I don't think it's really going to help him here. Look at the exit that Chuck the Awesome has got, and the speed that he's got as well in that Red Bull. He's going to dive it back to the racing line, and he takes the lead back. Bit of a locker there. Blackburn having to cut the curb. So Blackburn there, still in the bit of the wars at the moment. Oh, Henson there, definitely in the wars there with Exotic, and I think that is them two just locking tyres. Unfortunately for them, nobody is going to benefit out of the two that have crashed there. There, look, yep, down 6 positions for both of them. Henson looking like he's not even got damage out of that, so that's very surprising. If he hasn't, I actually don't think he has. That is ridiculous if he hasn't. So fair play to him. Oh, and that's Ginger Age. Kano on the track. Oh, they're going to come across. Oh my goodness me. Come across the track to CA Drama. CA Drama off. He somehow manages to. I don't know how he's managed to save that. Anyway, we are getting some ridiculous racing and some incidents here at the moment. But it's expected with all this close racing we've got so far. Anyway, my goodness me. This has somehow, by some way, led both Alpines into the DRS train. I have no idea how they got here. Jimmy Jags and Hazard, up 2 and up 5 respectively, somehow got into this. Yellow flag sector 3 now. I think that's the drama. They're also having more issues. Yes, it is. He's reversing out the final corner, looking at... Oh, there's a dog gone well off the track there. I don't know if that's part of the course there. But, yeah, Exotic also in the pits changed his front wing. Wow, my throat is already killing me. Yeah. Anyway, Wismer now on the back of Chug the Awesome. He's not going to go for a move here. He's going to save the battery, I believe, for a little bit. Looks like maybe a move there. Half move from Blackbone as he tries to go on the inside of Rio Harris, but nothing is going to happen for the McLaren driver. Henson, though, is going to get past Cadon while he's at it. And he might try and get past his teammate now as he has a bit of a wobble. Make sure to leave a bit of space. Ginger Rage does exactly that. And speaking of space, Wisman having all the space in the world there to go and take him. Rashik also trying to go on the inside there. Has a little wobble, but Rashik does it. Lovely move there from the VCARB driver as he gets past the... well, I was going to say the... well, normally it's a sister team VCARB. I don't know what it really is for the Red Bull team, actually. I'm saying from VCARB to Red Bull. I don't know. I'm thinking a bit too much into this. Anyway, yeah, for the championship right now, pretty obvious. Chug the Awesome will take it because Blackburn realistically does need to finish ahead of Chug if he wants this Drivers' Championship. And mainly because, well, realistically, if he does only finish equal points, let's say, for example, Blackburn finished 3rd, Chug finished 4th. It's 20-18, but that pole point from Chug has secured him. Even if it's a tie on points, if Blackburn does not win this race, then Chug will win on countback. Chug will win on the amount of wins by a driver. So Blackburn will need to do more than just one position. And if he does only do one position, he will need to make sure he takes that fastest lap point. Because otherwise, that is his championship done, over. Even if it's equal points, that's not going to matter by the end of it. What's mattering right now, though, 3 wide, as Chug the Awesome decides to back out of that. Very wise for him. Rashik goes onto the inside of Wisman and takes the lead of the race. That's going to swap very quickly back as we see now Wisman turning on the battery for a second there. Chug, will he do the same? But look at the level of battery he's got. He's got none, really. And Kodoi also now on the back here. As it's 2x2 once again. Look at the cars in this offshot angle. Rashid into the lead still of this race. Chug definitely succeeded in defending Rio Harris. But just look at this camera shot. This is brilliant racing at the moment. 6 cars, all within DRS range. Jeremy Sapple's trying to cling on in the back there, and he is doing it pretty well. Hazard and Jimmy Jags sort of running their own race at the moment. They were in the DRS train for a moment, but at the right now anyway, nothing is going to happen for them. Henson, Pablos, Ginger Rage, and Kadam all in the DRS train of their own, because after the contact there with Exotic Swords, he's found himself down the field, and Henson's found himself away from both Alpine drivers. Anyway, though, we're going to keep looking at the top 7, maybe top 8, if these two get a bit close together. But I don't believe Hazard and Jimmy Jags will find each other on track for a little bit. But anyway, let's go and watch it from the off-board cameras again, because the off-board cameras are giving us a treat right now. Anyway, let's actually, no, never mind, let's actually look at Chug the Awesome aboard here. We're going to see 1 or 2 moves here. Let's see it. Wismer and Rashid, it's carbon copy of the last lap. But there we go, look at that. Rio Harris on the inside, switches it late as Chug tries to back out. Rio Harris does decide to back out of it in the end. That was very late from Rio Harris, and Chug has managed to defend. Kodoi, though, has got ahead of Blackburn. Blackburn's just another place. Wismer now ahead. Chug now ahead. And Rashik Meals falls to third. Chug trying to go on the inside there. Maybe a little contact there between him and Chug. So Chug has still got to be careful regardless if he goes ahead or not. The other flag's now out. So you can see the drama now. Maybe Johnny Viper as well, as he just lost place. Black on the inside there, though, of Kodoy. He's got to make sure he don't lose DRS here. They've got to stop going side by side. What are they doing? They're all just losing each other time here at the moment. Look, they're always out of DRS. What have they done? Blackburn getting a bit too greedy now as he starts losing the positions in this race. So he's got to calm it down out there, Blackburn. You need to calm it down if you want to get back into the championship. Trying to be people's engineer here, and they're still not really listening to me. But anyway, feels like last round all over again. Yeah, though, Kodoy is some DRS train here at the moment, but these lot are realistically the ones that are starting to pull away just that little bit extra. And these two have got to just sort each other out here at the moment. Jeremy Sapper's just watching very patiently, and he could definitely have a chance at a move if they keep doing this. For someone who has already had a chance to move, look at that. That looked like it was just not even an ERS on there for Rashik Meals. But yeah, Chug the Awesome now is on to maybe go for a move, decides to back out of it at the end there. And Chug is now back onto the racing line and tracks right behind Wizbone. Looking like a nice exit out of there. I think even regardless of his battery usage here, he will take the lead of this race. Wizbone tries defending for it. Look at the slipstream Rio Harris again. Will he try and make it free wide? No, he goes to the outside. But Chug on the outside there with Wizbone. Will these two come to blows? I haven't really seen them come to blows yet, I believe. But look how close it is at the moment. Chug taking the lead back. Wizbone blocked off a little bit there by Chug. So that maybe allows Rio Harris to go round the outside. Let's see if he can do it. I don't believe he has. Nobody's still there, though. Very good, respectful racing from them. Wizbone moves to the outside of the track. Manages to just stay ahead of the Williams. And look at that. That's an early stop there from Rashik Meals. He thinks maybe, unless he's got damage. I don't know if he has. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Look at that. Virtual safety car as he does it. I don't know what's happened. It was a sector 2. Well, oh, there we go. Yeah, look. Doggo God, no wing as an exotic sword. So those two had coming together as well. So I think they're, yeah, some people are going to be really not happy with that. But anyway, yeah, look at that. Rashik Mills, a perfect virtual safety car time for him. So even if he didn't plan it, look at him go. He is now in prime position to take the net race lead of this race. And the Alpine of Jimmy Jags there, also timing that pretty much to perfection. In P10, our Henson also maybe coming back into this race as well. In P11, Kadom, Ginger Ray, Susa Wolf, all of them also do still have chances to jump people higher up ahead. And they've just done that pretty much seamlessly there. I think all of them go on the hard tyres. Right, surely, yeah. Because everyone's started on the mediums, and people who pit now, I don't believe these guys ahead are going to be able to have a chance to respond. Let's have a look. I mean, I don't know what they're really going to do out there. They might still stick in the DRS. Yeah, look, DRS back enabled. No driver changes out in front other than Rashik Mills boxing. And look at that, the top 5 now are just going to be the ones in the DRS trainers. Jeremy's having a bit of a poor restart. He is now outside the DRS window. Hazard also actually gaining a bit on Jeremy Saff that way. So Hazard has benefited. The Alpine boys in general have benefited. And Rashik Mills, I think, is the one that has benefited the most. Oh, and Chug the Awesome having a big snap there through the final sector. He's got to make sure not to do anything. I think Blackburn also, yeah, had a massive snap. He's lost a few tenths as well. So the medium tyres are going off pretty quickly. That might be why Rashik wanted to pit. But maybe also trying to get away from all the fighting that he was in. But yeah, I believe he is in a prime spot at the moment. He's gaining time on Pablos at the moment on the fresh tyres. Even if they are the harder tyres, they're the fresh ones. And that is what matters around this track, I believe. And look at that, down to 3.9. He knows he is the pace now. He's using it pretty well because I think he knows that even with an undercut, he's going to deal with the fresher tyres later on in the race. So he's got to maximise the pace out of the tyres right now. But speaking of doing something right now, let's see if Wizbone can make a move right now. Mercedes versus Red Bull, a very historic fight in recent years. Let's see if it's going to work. No, Wizbone stays in the tracks of Chug the Awesome. Rio Harris behind him, also waiting to pick up the scraps. Kodoy and Blackbone too, staring at the back of each other's gearboxes. Let's wait and see now. Will Wizbone go for the move on Chug the Awesome? Don't think it's going to be much of a defence offered by Chug. Wizbone then on the inside, he will take it. Rio Harris is going to stay behind at the moment. Let's see if any of them are going to try and move into Sector 3 again, because we were seeing 2x2 at some point. Let's watch it now with Rio Harris. Will he make a dive bomb move? No, he will not. There anyone else going to make a move now. Yeah, but look at this, Blackbone falling away a little bit from the top 4 at the moment, because Kodoy somehow find that way past him. Look at it, just has that so much pace at the moment. Kadom also Was he one that boxed? Yes, he was. So Kato and I had something a bit of a fight, as this is the key thing now. Chug the Awesome and Jeremy Sapp in. This will now tell us how much time that they have lost in comparison to Rashik. Let's see now. Chug the Awesome in and out. Right there, right now. And there is right there, right now. Rashik Meals already ahead of them before they even come out the pit lane and turn on the pit limits at the moment. This has been a masterclass of strategy for Rashik Meals. Even if it's a bit lucky, he's going to find himself seconds ahead of the guys he was just fighting. And Chug the Awesome now. How far away is he? This is looking ridiculous. 7 seconds almost. And I think by the time he warms the tyres up, it will be 7 seconds. That is ridiculous. And it's played so well into Rashik's hands here that he's in a net race lead by quite a margin at the moment. So, oh, look at that. Jerry Sapp and Jimmy Jag also fighting each other there, wheel banging each and every one of them. But yeah, Jeremy Sapp also coming out right next to Jimmy Jags. Very interesting here at the moment. And Jimmy Jags actually not giving it up at the moment, even without DRS. Will he try and let it go? No, Jeremy Sapp still having to fight this with Jimmy Jags. Jimmy Jags on the inside, cuts the curb a tiny bit. Surprisingly, doesn't get absolutely flown into Jeremy Sapp's car. But look at this now. Jimmy Jags still fighting it, ruining Jeremy Sapp's race at the moment. But Jimmy Jags is allowed to. Jimmy Jags is technically in the fight with Jeremy Sapp because Jimmy did pit under that virtual safety car and is now technically where Jeremy Sapp would be. But now look at this. Yeah, look, Kodoy and Blackburn. Now we're going to be the two people that pit because they, well, I believe that they were the ones struggling the most. Hazard also into the pits after missing out on the virtual safety car timing. So let's see it now. Obviously, they'll be behind Rashik Meals, but how much is the question? Obviously, he set the fastest lap without the need for DRS on them hard tyres, so we know how quick they are now. Blackburn here, where will he be in relation to the Awesome? He should be behind, but how much by is the question. Chug has already gone through turn one. Blackburn trying to manoeuvre his way around, almost wide and hitting the wall there. But yeah, he's lost a bit of time as well to Kodoy. During the pit lane, there's Wizburn and Rio Harris still fighting each other there. But yeah, Rashik at the moment ahead of Chug the Awesome by 6.5 seconds. Kodoy about 2 seconds by Chug, so he's got to catch back up that time. The wheel spin though isn't going to help him. Blackburn there though lost quite a bit of time in that pit stop. I'm not too sure what happened, but it's also going to help someone like Jimmy Jags at the moment. It's going to hurt people like Jeremy Sapp because Jimmy now has a DRS on Blackburn, and I mean of all things, Jimmy Jags is now on a DRS train with the leaders, and I have no idea how that's happened. But if he can keep a Blackburn somehow, just stick with him, then he's got a decent chance of scoring some very nice points for Alpine and for himself, as our Hetz and Kadom still fighting it out with each other here. I think they've half ruined their own races, but I think they know that they weren't going to get to the pace that the top 6 were really setting, the top 7 even, I think, if you include Jeremy Sapp and Kodoy into that one. But I believe Jeremy Sapp now looking like he's losing quite a bit of time. Blackburn as well, actually, is the one who's the big loser. Rashik, another fast lap on them hard tyres. Will Chug respond with a quicker lap? Yes, he will. 25.3. So he is also responding. Wizburn is out of the pits now. Where is he going to be in relation to Kodoy and Blackburn? This is quite key, actually. If he is behind either of these two drivers, then it could really hurt his race in the end. Where is Blackburn in relation to him? Blackburn is right there, but Kodoy is ahead of Wizburn, staying out a few laps on their medium tyres has not helped him. It has helped Blackburn, and it has helped Jimmy Jags here, as everyone's now trying to form back into this train. Will Jeremy Sapp, though, try and make a move on Jimmy Jags? He's really got to clear that Alpine if he wants to have a chance of keeping with Blackburn and Wizburn, really, as they start probably being able to fire up the tyres a little bit more and keep the pace a little bit more on their older hard tyres, and maybe we'll start pulling away from Jimmy Jags. But for now, Jimmy Jags keeping pretty nicely at the moment, not really having any mistakes too much, and is running in legitimate P7. So fair play to Jimmy Jags. Hazard there also now past Kadom, as look at the squeezing and fighting they're going on here. A good job to all of them for not crashing into each other at the moment. We'll say at the moment, because we already seen the virtual safety car with Doggo God and Exotic Swords, with both of them are not very happy with their races and how they've gone. But anyway, Wizburn now is the one we're looking at, because he was one of the top people in this race so far. Chug the Awesome too. Obviously Rashik was one of the top people in this race, but he just got a very lucky safety car timing, and he is about 6 seconds clear of Chug. But Chug at the moment, this is all he really needs to do. Unless Wizburn can catch up to Kodoy, then at the moment he can just really sit behind. Maybe decide to use the ERS to try and catch Kodoy on the next straight. We'll wait and see. But at the moment, it's down to Wisburn, really, what he needs to do. Will he use the ERS to catch up to Kodoy? Because I believe what should happen, at least in Blackwell's eyes, wait for Wisburn to catch up to Kodoy. Oh, that's my phone. Sorry about that. Yeah, anyway, wait for Wisburn to catch up to Kodoy, get within that 1 second, and then Blackwell can sit back in the time being before Wisburn then catches up, and then Blackburn likely could have a chance of passing him then. But I'm not too sure Blackburn was going to be able to hear me. I'm not sure Blackburn's going to be able to take my advice on board. But that is, I guess, the beauty of it. I've got a view, Blackburn has a view, and sometimes they are always differing. But anyway, yeah, Jeremy Saff and Jimmy Jags now pass each other. CJ John retires in the pit lane. Jimmy Jags on the inside there, but Jeremy Saff just gets that lovely launch on the outside there. And Jimmy Jags now falls to P8 as Rio Harris now into the box. So he is the final driver that I think we need to have into the box. Let's have another look here. That is, oh my goodness me. Oh my god. This is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm just going to keep it on screen. This is ridiculous. Wow. Rio Harris has just lost about good 10 seconds in that pit stop because his car was blocked by CJ Drama's Ghost. Oh my goodness me. He's now down to P13. So all the work he's done in this race so far has been absolutely thrown away. And through absolutely no fault of his own. Rio Harris, I feel so sorry for you if you're watching. Or, I mean, just at any point, really. That was just heartbreaking, really. I can't really help but laugh, though. That is ridiculous on this game, to be honest with you. But anyway, Wisman and Kodoy, two people really struggling at the moment to match Chug the Awesome's pace. And Chug is slowly catching up to Rashik in the lead. So, at the moment, oh, look at that, though. Wisman cast Kodoy. So, Blackburn now needs to start probably getting a move on if he wants to keep with Wisburn. So, yeah, this is the only issue we've really got at the moment, though. Oh, Henson Hazard, though, getting on track quite feisty there. Hazard is ahead of the Aston Martin driver. Will the Aston Martin try and move in Sector 3? Let's wait for it. Hazard does block it off a little bit well there. So, Henson will have to wait for another lap if he wants to get past the Alpine. Let's see, Alpine just wants to make a mistake. Don't believe he will. But anyway, we'll keep on with the top, well, third down to 6th at the moment. Jimmy Jags maybe also half sticking in there at the moment, but I don't believe he'll be able to catch back into DRS now. He'll sort of be in his own little world, but I think he'll take being in his own little world if it meant a P7 finish currently. So fair enough to Jimmy Jags if he wants to keep in that little world with himself. But yeah, brilliant pace. Chug the Awesome so far. He has been lighting it up on the race pace, and for someone like Wisburn, who has won our last 3 races in a row, mind you, yeah, it's a bit mesmerising to really see where the pace has gone for the Mercedes driver. I mean, obviously you can't win every single race, but yeah, definitely would have thought he'd be up there and a bit closer to Chug at the moment. As Henson, I think he was aggressively cutting across Hazard, trying to get him out of his sight, but Hazard now turning on the battery, turning on the DRS. Let's see if these two are going to come together. I want to really see a good fight between these two. It'd be always funny if they did crash, but we just have to wait and see on that one. Round the outside goes Hazard, trying to stick it there on the inside. Is our Henson, gets over the snap. Hazard on the overtake, and a lovely move there round the outside. Gets ahead of the Aston Martin. I think these two are going to be fighting for quite a bit here, and I think it'll be just quite fun for them to do. So Henson, I think he sort of knows here at the moment, he's not going to be able to fight for the Drivers' Championship. He is there mathematically, but obviously when his rivals are about 10 seconds up the road, I don't believe he'll have much to worry about, unless obviously it could be a crash, it could be a spin, but that is out of his hands at the moment. So I think he'll just have a bit of fun racing with Hazard here in the Alpine, and both of them just have some battles back and forth though. But look at this, Rio Harris, fastest lap again. It's a bit ridiculous to see. He's going wide as well. I think he's quite angry in the cockpit there, and it's really understandable. I mean, he basically just lost so much track position and time through no fault of his own. Someone who isn't losing track position though, well, someone who is actually, is Kodoy. Blackburn is not. He is up into P4 now. Is he going to try and make a move on Wisburn? I do not know. That is the whole point of waiting and seeing. Let's see as we now round the second straight, the second main back straight really. This is the main start straight for feeder series such as Formula 4, I believe. I might be completely wrong with that one. Don't quote me on that one. But anyway, yeah, Wisburn really start getting back into the fight here. Oh, and so speaking of fight though, our Henson on the inside going quite wide there as Hazard. Will he try and go for a cutback here? He's got a nice bit of drive here, Hazard. Let's go and wait and see. I've just talked to the wrong camera. Our Henson to try and block the inside line. Yeah, Hazard will not try and find a way through there, and for good reason. 11 laps left in this race currently. Rashik continues to lead, but he is getting caught slightly now by Chug, and Wisburn is starting to fire the tyres up as well as Blackburn, really. I think Rashik is struggling, or will start to struggle on them few lap older tyres. And as for Chug as well, he will start losing a little bit of pace between Wisburn and Blackburn will just keep within the DRS here of Wisburn and see if he can make it. But yeah, right now, Chug is your champion. And it's by a pretty clear margin, obviously. Might as well say this right now, actually. Unless McLaren have an absolute mare, which is not looking like it at the moment. Blackburn there past Wisburn by a country mile, really. But yeah, all virtual safety car. I'm not sure what's happened. I think that's Kadom stopped on the track, and there's also Exotic stopped on the track as well. So it's a virtual safety car. This could change things here. Let's have a look and see. Will Rashik or someone like that decide to come into the pits on the hard tyres? Will he try and switch to a set of mediums here for the last stint of this race? Let's have a look and see. Could definitely change his strategy a little bit around, and it will definitely help him if he can get out ahead of people like Jimmy Jags and really catch up to the back of the pack quickly. I would take the gamble, to be honest. Rashik doesn't really have much to lose here. I mean, obviously I guess it's the win, but I would definitely try and risk it. Go for a pit stop here, but Rashik thinks otherwise. Let's see. Anyone else could try and go to the pits here? Watch try and take the fresher tyres. I don't believe any of the top 6 will, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. I really want to see a different set strategy here, but I guess, especially for the championship rivals here, then track position is track position, really. You do need all the points you can get. But yeah, I think in the back of the field there, Kadom had an issue. Henson decides to pull out of his battle with Hazard and decides to come to the pits. He's going to have to make ground up. Well, I was just saying he's going to make ground up on people, but now it's just going to be Rio Harris and Ginger Rage as both of them stay out. Yeah, looks like the safety car isn't ending yet. Is there any? Yep, right now there's an indication where it's ended, and Blackburn has got an alright restart here, but he's got to defend. Look at this. I think he got a good restart, but there was just other people behind with the DRS and the ERS that he has. But look at that though, Wisburn on the outside there does take the place. I think now what he's got to do, just let them, just tow each other along. They've got to work together here now. Because if they want to try and catch Chug or try and catch the win at this rate, then they've got to just work. They've got to work together because they're all just fighting each other at the moment. Like Kodoy trying to fight Blackburn, Blackburn trying to fight Wisburn. They're all not working together at the moment, and they can't find a way to make moves up to Chug at the moment. I think Exotic there, also actually had a bit of an issue there. I thought he disconnected for a second. His car was ghosted, but no actual issues in the end of it. But yeah, Blackburn now just, I guess, hoping for a miracle, really. He's in 2 virtual safety cars, but none of them have helped him in the end. And I just think that Wisburn or Blackburn, either of them two, just need to get a move on now. Blackburn looks like he get a bit of DRS there. As Rio Harris. Rio Harris is an issue here. Another issue down there at the third to last corner, I believe that is. So he is not having much fun out there. I think he also has the same issue in qualifying. So Rio Harris, who was up there, mind you, he was up there in the lead for quite a bit of our race, got ruined by a glitch with the game, and then is now just had his car totaled into the wall. So really bad race for Rio Harris in general, especially after his second place last time out in Qatar. But I guess once again, you can't always be that consistent. You will always have a few races where you will mess up, or you always have a few races where it will just not go your way. But I think at the moment Blackburn's thinking that as well. He's got to try and find something which can make him go his way, but it's just not looks like it's going to happen at the moment. Henson is past Rio Harris here. Neither of them, interestingly, got DRS. I'm not sure why, to be honest. Oh, Rio Harris! Oh my goodness me. Maybe try going for a move there, but with his broken wing, I don't think that's going to happen. That's just not going to slow down in time with that sort of downforce. Look at that, both end plates off. I think a bit more the front wings off as well than we might be seeing. But yeah, this is the issue. Wisburn can't really catch Chug at the moment, and Chug, he's making inroads to Rashik. Goes a little bit wide there as well, actually. This makes me a little bit of a reminder here at the moment. What are penalties and warnings like? Let's see. Chug. Surprisingly, nothing for that, I guess. Alright. Nothing. And nothing. Wow. Everyone's been very clean on warnings this race. Subs the top 5. What about Rashik here? Has he got nothing as well? Wow. Top 5 been very nice to each other. Very nice track limits. Top 6? Top 6. Wow. I really thought we would have seen the warning here. Jimmy Jack's warning on the first lap, but that might just be a collision. Hazard, no warnings. Ginger Rage, 1 warning. Oh, Henson 2 warnings at the start, and then 1 warning on lap 19. So I think some people occasionally do get some stuff. Yeah, Henson though, look at that. Fastest lap of the race. Kodoy almost falling out of ERS here. As Jeremy South now is the one to overtake him. Sorry, I've half not really looked at this, but this is a bit crucial here. I think that is Doggo God. Yes, Doggo God. His ghosted car is still going around, and that has given Wisburn a bit of DRS helping there at the moment. So that will help him close up a little bit, and it has closed him up a little bit. 1.8 seconds now. They've got to start catching up to Chug, though. Just that bit more if they've got to do it. Like, come on. Got to hurry it up a little bit more, guys. But yeah, Blackburn, though. 2 tenths away from dropping out DRS. He's going to be someone who doesn't need to fall out DRS. So we just need to wait and see on that. Who else is really close to each other at the moment? Well, Johnny Viper and Fernek here are quite close to each other. Battling it out, trying to get close to the points that, well, it's currently occupied by Rio Harris and P14, so I don't think they're really going to be able to catch him. But they're currently having a decent fight for P15 and 16 there, respectively. But look at this now, Wisburn trying to catch up. Blackbone broken a DRS Jeremy Saff here at the moment. He does get DRS off of the Williams and Doggo God, though. So nothing all bad for Jeremy South, and definitely got a bit lucky there, as with the guys ahead of him, though, because they also got DRS off of that Williams. Let's see now, though, Kodoy is be the one to now inherit the DRS off of Jeremy South. Jeremy South will now not have any DRS to play with, unless he accidentally made a mistake there and it's worked for him. No, it is not. Doggo God takes the DRS from him. Kodoy, will he now take the place from him? Let's see here. Warms it up, tries to go on the inside maybe. No, nothing there. Yellow flag though in sector 3. Who is that? I do not know. May have been Johnny Viper. I think he was going a little bit slow there. I don't think it was anyone at the top there. Oh, okay, never mind. He almost was going to be a massive crash there, but nothing actually happened there. Yellow flag again. What is going on in sector 3? I don't know what's happening. Oh, that probably explains it. Rio Harris comes into pits, retires from session, promotes Johnny Viper to the points, so he might be quite happy with that. But now this... Oh, wait, hold on. It's all flashing at the moment. I'm not sure what's happening. Chuggy Wilson wide again. He's really not having much fun out there. He's now starting to get caught here by Wisburn. I mean, interestingly enough, if that's not a warning, he's just gained a few tenths out of that one. Let's see here. Chug, did you get a warning for that, mate? Okay, he did that time, I think, round. So he did it. He doesn't get away with all of them. But let's just wait and see now. Will Wisburn try and use a bunch of his batteries to get into the DRS here? I don't know, because they've still got about 6 or so laps to do it, but if Wisburn makes a mistake, then he's pretty much missed his chance of getting to DRS here, so let's just wait and see. So keep, yeah, look, counting the curb up there, it's not going to really help his chances at the exit. Will Blackburn try and punish him for it? I don't know. No, Wisburn's going to try and keep using the battery. And look at that, they're all getting close now, and this is all going to be exactly what I wanted anyway. Kodoy past Jeremy South and up into P5. Blackburn now has got his work cut out for him. Chug also has got his defensive work cut out for him. We are going to see what is hopefully a really exciting battle for the last few laps of the championship, though. But Wisburn, first off, needs to stay in the DRS here. Blackburn needs to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. Chug doesn't need to make sure he doesn't make a mistake here, because at the moment, this is set up to be perfect for our finale here, and Wisburn can directly influence it. He's going to have to be the one to sort of take that extra position away from Chug to make sure he stays ahead of Blackburn. These little things will impact the championship here. Remember, Blackburn needs to finish 2 positions ahead of Chug at this rate, because Chug at the moment did get an extra point for pole position, and fastest lap belongs to our Henson. I do not believe any of these people up in front are going to beat that lap time. Blackburn and Chug the Awesome, I don't believe they will. Unless there is a very late safety car which happens this lap, I don't think it's going to happen. But something that might happen here is the overtake for Wisburn. Let's wait and see now as he's closing up Chug the Awesome. Chug trying to save his battery. Blackburn here after his little mistake on lap 1, dropping him a place down the field. Does not get a good exit out here, but that's not what he fully cares about at the moment. He cares about what happens to Wisburn and Chug up ahead. Wisburn on the inside now, and it's going to be our two championship rivals separated by absolutely nothing. Let's have a look here. Chug the Awesome has got to make sure that he stays ahead of Blackburn here because he cannot let Blackburn get too far away from him. Chug needs to make sure he controls the McLaren behind him. Make sure that he doesn't get too far ahead. Make sure he doesn't get ahead really, or ideally at all, because Blackburn here does need, once again, 2 places ahead of Blackburn. Because if they finish on equal points, Chug will win the championship here. Unless there's someone catch up to Rashik, and then Blackburn wins it that way, then he could win the championship outright. But remember, Chug has 2 wins this season. Blackburn has only got 1. So Chug, by count back, will win this championship. Blackburn will need to try and put an end to that, and at some point needs to get 2 places ahead. Let's see what happens now on these final 5 laps. Wisburn having a little bit of recharge on his ERS there. Will Chug go and, well, I guess, punish him for that one? Will Blackburn try and punish it? Let's see if it's going to go 3 wide here. Chug will get ahead of Wisburn. Will Blackburn be able to? He's going to try and cover me inside down, but no, Wisburn blocks it, and Blackburn has to be forced back to the outside again. Wisburn now on the back of Chug. Does Chug DRS off the Salva? No, he does not. So Chug will be a bit more of a sitting duck here. Wisburn is back on the inside of Chug. Will these two have any contact? I don't believe they will. Wisburn now definitely ahead of Chug here. Goes a little bit wide though. Chug, will he try and make a move here? I don't think he will. And Blackburn now will sit behind still, just waiting for that opportunity. But he's got to make sure he also... Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Okay, no, never mind. That might just be my internet. I think that was almost... well, that could have been a major crash if that was actually happening there. But Blackburn, no, he is alive. He is alive and well. Everyone else is alive and well at the moment. But yeah, I think these two now are starting to stretch their legs a little bit. Blackburn having a little bit of a snap there. Round the final corner, Blackburn needs to try and get his head in the game now, because there is 4 laps left. He hasn't got much time left now to go and make this move. Chug also needs to make sure he doesn't get any more warnings. Just see now, do either of them have more warnings of what they looked from? No. Chug just has that one extra warning that we did see on from him. Doggo God, though, comes into the pits. 10-second penalty for him, so he's not going to get the point that he always wanted. Chug there, was that a warning from him, actually? I might have just seen that. Did he just go off track? Chug there? No. Okay, I really thought he was off track. But anyway, something he's not doing is, well, look at that. Diving to the inside there, but doesn't make the move. That might be very crucial here. Blackburn trying to go on the outside, trying to get the best exit he possibly can, but he's using all his battery already. Will he use more of it to try and get on the back of Chug? I don't think he will. He'll stick in the slipstream. Let's see, will Chug be greedy enough to make the move? He's going to go on the inside. He backs out, though. He doesn't want to really have another car's whip, I guess, between Wisburn, or no, between Blackburn, really, because if so, if he's a bit too slow on that DRS straight, you know what's going to happen. He's going to get overtaken by Wisburn and Blackburn. But something I will say, actually, right now, brilliant job being done by Rashik Mills. Even though he has had the luck of that virtual safety car, he has kept some very nice pace out in front at the moment, and has definitely helped himself with the pace he's had without that DRS. But it's now just 3 laps left. Blackburn needs to do something. Chug also needs to make sure he doesn't get too slow. That could be a warning for Chug there. I'm telling you, all the warnings matter now, because if there's a penalty, how is that not a warning? I do not know. Unless it's on strict, I have no idea. Oh, that was Wisburn there, backing out for the DRS here. Very smart there for Wisburn, as he gets DRS off of his teammate Johnny Viper, very nicely, slightly backing out. But look at this now, Blackburn on the back of Chug. Wait, Chug, I thought he didn't have DRS then, but no, he's opened it now. Chug having to really defend from Blackburn. Will Blackburn go to the inside? I think he has to. Blackburn down the inside. There's a Mercedes in the way of this fight, so it's really hard to tell what's going on. Chug having just to keep his nose in. Blackburn just manages to hold it together. Will he keep using the battery though? Yes, he will, because he needs to try and get ahead of Chug. He's desperate to get ahead of Chug. On the inside again, no, he can't do it, but he's used a lot of his battery now. So Blackburn won't make it. Jeremy Saff now also is in position to Kodoy. Jimmy Jags past Hazard somehow. And these two have been actually swapping quite a lot here. Jimmy Jags is an awful exit. Hazard just absolutely sold him there. And fair play to Hazard. I had to say, I was trying to catch him down on the medium tyres, but I don't think anything's really going to happen there. CSR Wolf also catching Kadom on them old hard tyres. And speaking of someone on old hard tyres, Rashik Mills, he's getting caught here by about 6 seconds a lap now. 6/10 a lap now, not 6 seconds a lap. But yeah, 6/10 a lap. So we might see a fight where Rashik Mills also directly okay, that's just ridiculous. He's decided to take the creative route on the track there. If he does not get a warning for that is ridiculous. Hold on a minute. Wow, if you could do that at turn 1 with strict corner cutting, that is crazy. I did not know that. Anyway, though, Blackbone, yeah, actually really surprised with the warnings here. Might double check the settings at the end of this, but yeah, crazy we've not really got many time penalties for strict corner cutting. Anyway, though, Chug the Awesome now on Whizburn. It looks like he's going to make the move here, and Blackbone just trying to save his battery, but he just doesn't have the chance to, really, at the moment. He's only just sat on 20%. He just can't get close, and it's a penultimate lap of the race. He's got to do something, but I don't think he's able to do anything at the moment. Let's see, turns on the battery, but there's no point, Blackbone. You're not be able to make a move unless you're going to try it here. Let's see. On the inside, he does try and go for it. Blackbone trying to go on the inside with Chug. Chug hopefully should know for his sake that he can still lose one position and get away with it. But I don't think he wants to. Yeah, Blackbone trying to go on the inside to the outside. Inside, outside. Where are they going to go? Blackbone manages... Well, I mean, I was just saying Chug manages just to hold off Blackbone there. But it's ridiculous here. They're all so close together. And I don't think Blackbone's going to get this now. I mean, I think there's been too much fighting between them all. Rashik looks like he's going to be able to do this. He starts the final lap, and he's, I believe, too far ahead. Well, I mean, if he keeps doing that, then yes, he is. Chug does it. Is there a warning? I don't know. Let's have a quick look before we go to the final DRS zone off the track. It's not. I'm so surprised by that. I don't know if this is on the right settings, but we'll have to just wait and see. Anyway, though, Chug hasn't got much battery. Whizburn has the most here out of the three. Blackman having a bit of a wobble there on the back of Chug the Awesome's dirty air. Let's go and wait and see now what happens. Chug doing his best to go and try and attack Whizburn. Let's see it now. Will either of these two come together trying to make their spots? No, but Chug is on the back here. Let's see. Can Blackbone pull off the movable moves? Go for the 2 places and let's see if it happens. Jeremy sat past Kodor in the final lap. Let's see it now. The final straight that they'll really be able to make a move on. Whizburn goes offensive, but I think he's got just enough battery to go for it. Blackbone tries a half-hearted send, but nothing happens there. Jimmy Jags ahead of Hazard as well. Will Jeremy Saf and Kodoi do anything here on the final stretch? Kodoi to the inside. Let's see if he does it. There's all been contact there between him and Jeremy Saf. I think Jeremy Saf might just be able to pull it back. Yes, he does. Does Jimmy Jags pull it back on Hazard? No. Hazard pulls ahead by the end of it. But now we're going to round the final corner. Rashik Mills, a brilliant job done by him. He takes a win in the final race of the season. But Chug the Awesome is your Season 10 World Drivers' Championship. World Drivers' Champion. My goodness, I've also messed that one up. But well played to all 4 drivers that were in that top 4 at the end. That was really high pressure racing. And everyone did just as good as they could do. Jeremy Saf there now comes in P5. McLaren also, I might mention, does take the Constructors' Championship. So Blackbone does still have that sort of constellation for him. So big, fair play to all top 4 people there. Jeremy Saf just managed to finish at the corner at the end. Jimmy Jags takes it on Hazard there, surprisingly. I'm not too sure what happened there. But hence the finishes P9 after all that. Ginger Rage locks it out with the top 10 for the Aston Martin team. Pablos there, P11. Kadon P12. CSR Wolf P13, Jordy 5 P14, Exotic P15, Furneck P16, Dogo P17, Rio Harris P18, Cedar John P19, and obviously our, I guess, DNF also is Baz Brains. My goodness. Well, that is now the end, everybody. CSR will cross the line to end Season 10 of BRL and our championship. Chug the Awesome, our Drivers' Champion. McLaren, our Constructors' Champions. Driver of the Day goes to Hazard. Hazard, best team in the world. Give me P7 just for a line. That is what happens with them. So, Alpine boys will always try and stick up with each other. But yes, Rashik, I might as well say, amazing job by him. His first race here, nails it with the safety car timing. Maybe a little bit lucky, but he had that pace over everybody else when it really mattered. He was getting caught a little bit, but that is probably the tyre wear going into effect. And I think he's taken a really well-deserved win out there. May not have been the fastest, but he's probably been the best in terms of all-round stats. Good job to him. Right then, let's now run through the final race results here. Rashik takes the win from P2 on the grid. Wiz Burnett in P2 manages to solidify his final podium of the season, and Chug the Awesome in P3 takes the final podium spot and the Drivers' Championship with it. Blackburn there, runners-up spot, unfortunately for him, only missing out the championship by 4 points in the end, takes P4. Jeremy Saff finishes ahead of Kodoy on the final lap to take P5 and 6 respectively. Jimmy Jags given a position on the line by Hazard to take P7 and 8 for the Alpine team. Our Henson and Ginger Rage also taking P9 and 10, with our Henson as the fastest lap for the final race of the season. Pablos P11 just missing out at the top 10, Kadon P12, CSL P13, Jolly Viper finishing in the points as well, with the final point spot for us. Exotic P15, Ferneck P16, Jogger God P17, Rio Harris and Zia Drama bring up the rear with our DNFs there in the end of it. And also Baz Reigns not starting the race. Alright then, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for BRL Season 10. It's been very fun for myself on comms, and for everybody watching, thank you all so much. Just one more finger to check before like this little speech. That makes a bit more sense. Well, that makes a bit more sense. Just go to call Jimmy out on that. You change it to strict. Anyway, yeah, Jimmy Jags could not really change that to me in time. The amount of convincing he does, it's on stream. You all saw it, but yeah, been very fun here for this race. And yeah, big congrats to Chug on the Drivers' Championship. Congrats to McLaren on the Constructors' Championship. It's been so fun watching this. And a big congratulations to Chug, big congratulations to all the McLaren team. And it's been lovely on comms, to be honest with you. It's given us probably one of the best BRL seasons we've ever had. So, yeah, I believe that is all I've really got to say at the moment. I think this will be our last season on F124. We'll probably have some sort of mini-series on mini-season at this point. In the middle of it, just to make sure we're all satisfied before F125 comes out in 2 months' time. But that should be it from me. I've missed Cookie. This has been an amazing season. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you all for watching the final race and throughout the whole season. Goodbye, everybody.